Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel T-Spot. In this video, analysis and commentary on 1923 episode 8, Nothing Left To, the season 1 finale places Spencer and Alex in an awkward situation when they board the same ship to London as Alex's ex-fiance Arthur. The initial strategy is to avoid him by remaining hidden. However, if Alex experiences seasickness, they must ascend to the deck. Jennifer, the only bridesmaid who did not return to London after Alex blew off the wedding, is encountered there. Alex keeps hearing from Jennifer about how what she did will affect her standing. Alex is unconcerned. She's still going to the U.S. As soon as they arrive in London, they will book a cruise to the United States. In addition, Jennifer mentions Arthur's poor performance since the embarrassing breakup. And when Alex and Spencer dine in the Grand Hall, we quickly understand what she means. Even though Arthur's father tries to calm him down by saying that at least he avoided marrying a woman who clearly does not love him, this greatly upsets Arthur. Arthur Sr.'s final straw came when he persuaded his son to dance with Jennifer. Arthur becomes even more enraged when Spencer turns his back on him after the two couples collide on the dance floor. Arthur challenges Spencer to a duel later, but Spencer tells Arthur to back off because it won't be good for him. Arthur Sr. tries unsuccessfully to regain his son's composure. Arthur calls Alex a whore on multiple occasions as Spencer and Alex leave, prompting Spencer to return, punch Arthur, and accept the challenge. Hurley, the ship's captain, is briefly introduced as he learns of the payment and learns that Arthur is a king. In point of fact, Senior Arthur is the Prince of Success. Session. However, in combat, titles are of little consequence, and the Earl of Sussex is easily defeated multiple times. However, he refuses to yield and charges Spencer with a pistol, attempting to fatally shoot him in the head. Arthur is thrown overboard as a result of Spencer's reaction. The body of Arthur is never found. Captain Hurley arrives at the scene at this point, and Spencer is taken to the brick because nobody who is watching the duel wants to defy Arthur Sr.'s promise. Alex successfully persuades Jennifer to tell the truth when she insists that Arthur held a gun. Spencer is eventually released as a result of this. Spencer is removed from the ship by Arthur Sr., but he will not face charges. As a prince, he has that authority. We are not aware of the precise location Spencer is dropped off because they have not yet arrived in London. Could be Portugal, Spain, or France. Really hard to tell. They won't let Alex go with him, so she'll have to figure out how to get from London to Montana on her own. Alex declares that she will meet him in Bozeman, and the two of them scream that they are in love. She reads Kara's letters and is aware of that location. Kara reads her most recent letter, as Spencer, I fear everything your parents fought so hard to build is being taken from us as we watch them split up. Its only hope is you. Our only hope is you. Spencer, you must act quickly. If you don't act quickly, there won't be anything left to fight for. Kara tosses this letter away, implying that she has given up hope of seeing Spencer again and it won't get to him. She might be aware that they will have to protect themselves on their own because Spencer might not arrive in time to save them or he might not arrive at all. So what is it about Montana that would make Kara upset? First of all, Banner is granted bail until his trial thanks to Chadwick, his attorney. Chadwick seems to also represent the governor, which shows how well-connected Donald is. The judge agrees with Chadwick's argument that there is no physical evidence in this case. This should not come as a surprise to us because we heard Donald tell Chadwick to meet the judge outside of his chambers. However, it absolutely does to the Duttons. Before Banner leaves, things get heated. He describes Jacob as a coward for attempting to end the argument in court. Jack rises, but some men prevent him from doing so. End quote. Banner goes, I'm guessing the blonde didn't make it. After that remark about Elizabeth, Jack tries to hit Banner, but Banner dodges and hits back. Jacob is advised to stop sending boys to do men's work, and Banner reiterates his point that this will not be resolved in a courtroom. Jacob responds by stating that he will gladly assist the man if a field is where he wishes to die. He and Banner talk about their next steps at Donald's mansion, and Donald tells the sheep herder not to make any bad moves. He asserts that instead of a sword, they can beat Jacob with a pen. Although Banner may now believe he is wealthy, all he has is some money. He lacks the wealth of previous generations. He needs to get the Yellowstone for that. How could that be? Fortunately, Donald is assisting him. One of his sources works at the bank Jacob deals with, so he has sources everywhere. Jacob seeks a loan there. In order to ensure that his cattle survive the winter, he needs some money to purchase additional hay. However, the bank has previously been harmed by these kinds of loans, not Jacob, but other ranchers, which is why they have stopped giving them out at all. Donald's source also informs him that Jacob is having financial issues, which makes the situation even worse. Donald examines the official documents and the state of Jacob's land at that point. He discovers that the Duttons own the Yellowstone without borrowing money, so he cannot use it as an attack vector. However, Donald decides to make the first biannual payment because they are behind on their property taxes. In front of their house, he tells the Duttons about this. This is devastating because the property deed goes back to the person who paid the taxes if that person pays someone else's late property taxes and the owner doesn't pay them back by the end of the year. Jacob is aware that this is a very calculated move. Because the ranch won't be able to pay Donald back, he is cornered. Earlier in the season, some of the cattle were stolen. Some of the cattle were stolen earlier in the season. His current herd won't be able to survive the winter without more hay, so a portion of what was left was sold to raise money. At the end of the season, Kara appears hopeless because of this. She doesn't even bother sending the letter to Spencer because she wonders if she can ever get out of this situation. Donald tells Kara during the earlier confrontation that decency does not apply to him because he is a businessman, which is why he is acting in this manner. Before Montana becomes a state heavily dependent on tourism, he is expanding his business empire. Donald continues to play games with the 2 prostitutes he hired, which raises the question of decency. He reveals that he prefers to watch people enjoy the power they have over someone else rather than watching people suffer. As a result, he continues to play these twisted games, gradually making the 2 women who are hitting each other enjoy it. In the meantime, Elizabeth experiences a miscarriage, which causes her to experience feelings of failure, worthlessness, and lack of purpose. Using his aunt Kara as an example to demonstrate that not being able to have children is not the end of the world, Jack brilliantly consoles and comforts her. Although Kara does not have children, she certainly serves a purpose. The Dunn legacy may be greatly impacted by this storyline. In the past, the most likely scenario was that Jack belonged to the Yellowstone family of today. However, he and Elizabeth might not have any children as a result of this miscarriage. Therefore, the Dunn line could be extended by Spencer and Alex. Clive continues to cause havoc elsewhere when he learns that Zane, the Yellowstone's foreman, is married to an Asian woman named Alice. Montana's anti-misdiagnosis law was in effect until the 1950s. Nitius could not get married to Asians or black people. Additionally, Clyde snubs this couple due to his covered employment with Donald. While Zane is beaten as he tries to stop them, Alice is taken away by the authorities. Last but not least, the officer who shot and killed Isaias, Marshall Kent, travels to the residential school to follow Teonna. Kent concludes that the 3 priests who pursued her have vanished because they have not returned. Because he knows how Teonna looks, he insists that Father Renaud accompany them, and they proceed. They locate the priest who was killed by Rance's horse first, followed by the other 2. Rance's horse and Pete reach this campsite by this time to rescue Teonna. Kent correctly concludes that they will travel south to Comanche land due to the chaos there. Therefore, they will travel by train to reach Teonna first. In spite of Francis' horse's warnings, Pete and Teonna form a bond during their journey. Regarding my thoughts, the episode failed to resolve any of the numerous plot points or conflicts we've been following, making it merely a season finale in name. This did not appear to be a naturally occurring breakpoint to me. Additionally, I would have predicted that there would be at least 2 to 4 more episodes in this season if I hadn't been aware that this was the season finale. That is my main issue with Season 1. It is acceptable to divide a story into multiple parts, but each edition must resolve some conflicts. In addition, my prediction was that Donald would take center stage in Season 2 and that the Banner issue would be resolved during this season. However, we are still far from Banner's actual trial. They had 5 episodes left to wrap up Banner's journey after the ambush on the Dunham convoy in Episode 3. They haven't, though. The show's explicit nature was the second major problem, especially in the last few weeks. Prostitutes for Banner and Donald occupied way too much screen time, and their antics were shown in far too much detail. It was disgusting and made me believe that Taylor Sheridan, like the majority of people in Hollywood, is a bit of a degenerate. Even though it did reveal some aspects of Donald's personality, they could have done so more effectively and covertly. That was the bad part, but overall, I still like the show. I've enjoyed following 3 distinct storylines, one about Jacob in Montana and the ongoings at the ranch. The second one, set in Africa, chronicles Spencer's quest for love, self-discovery, and homecoming. Last but not least, Teonna's escape from the horrible experience she endured. The majority of the characters and the acting were convincing. I loved Helen Mirren's performance as Kara. Spencer was a badass who effortlessly carried the Dunham moniker. I could go on, but Donald, the main antagonist, is the best in all of these Yellowstone shows. The world felt real thanks to the on-location shooting, set design, and costumes. This felt like a sequel because the background music was very similar to 1883. What's more, generally speaking, there was enough of nearly everything. I'm talking about the way they constantly depicted how the world was changing, romance, action, political conflict, family dynamics, and so on. Therefore, I believe this was a very good show technically. Now is the time to reveal my rating. On the left side, you can see my scale. I'll give season 1 of 1923 an 8 out of 10. Leave a comment with your rating and thoughts on the season finale. If you enjoyed the video, please like it. Subscribe for a comprehensive season 1 recap compilation, which should be available within the next few days, and keep an eye out for it. In addition, I will soon begin covering Succession Season 4 and Paris Mason Season 2. That's all for now. Take care, and we'll see you next time on video. Let us know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. Thank you for watching. See you soon.